Jack, as you know, we're all about giving value here at Colour Plane. So what we're going to do, we're committing to 3 podcasts a week. They're going to be released on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's here in Melbourne.
That's a lot of podcasts.
That is a lot of podcasts, Jack, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
We're all about bringing value on this Colour Plane podcast. And so I think 3 per week feels right to us. A way that you guys can give us a little bit of value in doing so would be to please follow and give us 5 stars if you guys enjoy. We'd really, really appreciate it.
Mean the world, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Episode 20, Jess.
We made it.
Yeah, we came across a stat the other day that 90% of podcasts don't get past 20 episodes. So just getting to our 20th episode today puts us in the top 10% of the podcast world.
Wow, man.
Which is it's a pretty good feat. Got to take the small wins where you can get them, especially with how busy and crazy we've been lately.
Flat out,
yeah. So that's going to be a big theme of our chat today. Jesse, it's been a wild few weeks.
Man, busiest it's ever been.
Yeah, and we're still well and truly in it at the moment. We've been pulled in every which direction lately with, a bunch of things going on. We're wearing 100 different hats. It's been pretty chaotic.
Coffee meetings every single day. Just at the moment, we're not saying no a hell of a lot.
No, not as much as we'd probably like to down the track.
Yeah, I think the no's are coming. We're getting pulled in every which direction, as you've said. Phone calls, mocking up orders, you name it.
There's just so much going on. Like, I think everything's just kind of come to a bottleneck of where, we've got our website that's in production. You've been doing heaps with that. Obviously our bulk order is right there. We're about to finalize that. Been going back and forth with customers. That's been very labor intensive.
Yeah, I think as soon as we brought in the 400 garments and gave them all away for free, I think we've given away vast majority.
Yep. So a lot of samples going out,
giving out all those samples.
A lot of time at that post office.
Yeah, we've paid all the shipping, we've really taken that on. But, what we've seen back already, we're just getting pretty much a new customer every day, I think.
Yeah, there's been heaps of leads, and obviously that ties into us, running around, lots of coffees, lots of Zoom calls, lots of chats, just getting to know all these wonderful people, being you guys. So, yeah, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, I think.
The curse, I guess, is the stress has been pretty severe, just, trying to stay on top of all this. And I think only recently we've started to understand the importance of time management.
Yeah, we've probably started to feel, inklings of burnout.
Definitely.
Coming on for both of us.
Definitely.
For me, that's probably something I don't really face too much. If you know me, I'm very cool, calm and collected, pretty relaxed, chilled. So, yeah, I've definitely felt some strains, whether I'd call it burnout, but definitely a bit more stress. And
yeah, I've certainly seen that, Jack. As we live together, I've seen, just that look on your face getting a bit long, and I'm much the same. And I've burnt out over the years. I'm somewhat known for my infamous burnouts, not in the car, but in the office. And really sensing a little bit of that coming on. But thankfully, we've sat back just recently and started to prioritize really what's important to us.
Yeah, it just became very clear to us that we really had to take a step back. And, for us, that looked like we just had a chat Monday morning, first thing of the week. We blocked out 2 hours. Let's sit down, kind of take a step back and just really look at our priorities and how we are managing our time, because we can't do it all. No one can do it all. You got to prioritize the things that maybe move the needle for you the most. So I think that was a really important chat for us to have.
It was massive
on Monday.
Yeah, really, really clarified what we're in for, what we're really going to put all our eggs into. Because at the moment, there's website, we're doing some 3D modeling, which, we might show you a little snippet of today. We're going deep, and there's no shortage of things, and we're just learning. It's also raw to us.
Well, that's it, especially at the start of something. Like, all those little things, they just take a lot more time than they are going to take, when you're 6 months, 12 months in, because you're at ground zero, so you're building it out of thin air. So, nothing's automated. We're running around. So,
and as we discussed in our last episode, we are speaking to one of Australia's largest men's mental health charities, and it has really taken a lot of time. Jack, you've been very deep in the ESG commercial side of things. It's very new to us.
Yeah, there's been a lot of big corporate documents and I guess hoops, if you have it, that we've had to jump through.
It's still early days too. Like we're nowhere really. We haven't even landed a meeting yet. But anyway, we've just seen that just one small thing can just throw you drastically off course and take all your time. And Jack, you really enlightened me during the week. You know, we had a bit of a discussion around this.
Yeah, it probably ties into our priorities really well. Like back to priorities, something can come across your plate and look like this magical shiny thing, and it's going to be huge. Wow, what an opportunity! And for us, that was kind of this corporation that reached out, and we probably dropped a lot of other things that
probably more tangible, like real things too.
Yeah, real things. Yeah, I think a big realization that we had, and probably a big problem that people have is, this thing comes across your desk and you're like, wow, this is huge.
Because Jack, what I really took out of that was we were daydreaming for at least a few days about this opportunity, but we didn't sit there for 1 second and ask ourselves, what does this really look like?
Yeah.
For us, we're in the clothing game, so we need to know how many units, what campaigns they want to run. And we didn't ask those pivotal questions.
No, and we haven't got that deep yet as well, which is tough. So,
but we need to, right? Like we need to know.
Right. Yeah. Because it's taking a lot of attention and time away from, everything else going on at the moment, which is extremely important. So yeah, we have found ourselves, I guess, getting dragged off in a different direction with that, which, who knows if there's even something there. So yeah, it ties into, us having to sit down, write out what our priorities are and really focus on the things that, are going to move the needles for us.
And just before we dive into our main priorities currently, I think one thing I've taken from this learning was for you to get specific with your intentions with a big corporation, that also shows them you're very real and very, what would you say, very prepared for this next step. If you come in there far too open, I think it just sets poor foundations.
Yeah, it's that idea, like you don't want to stand for everything because then you stand for nothing.
Correct.
So.
Like reading the brief, it was almost like we'd be running half their business. And I'll tell you what, we're barely running half of our business. So yeah, we get specific in 2 words, get specific. Let's jump into our main priorities.
Yeah, let's get specific with us. So we probably got 3 or 4 main priorities that we really said, these is what are most important for us right now.
Yep.
And so for me, a big one is a lot of the back end stuff with this first order that we got coming in, just finalizing all the details, lots of back and forths with our customers. There's tags,
Little
prints.
Things.
There's every customer has different demands. So trying to figure all that out, get it all squared away so that we're ready for our trip to Vietnam in March.
Yep, going in a few weeks.
It's been huge. So yeah, just there's a lot that's going into that at the minute. Jesse, the website is also something that's firing at the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're fortunate enough to have a few developers working with us. Just, had to outsource. As we said, we're pretty flat out. But yeah, working very closely with them. We're also working very closely. Shout out to Jackson.
Yep.
One of the great guys in the industry. He's really, really proficient with 3D modeling, which is extremely rare to find someone so great at that skill. And he's helping us build some special things. Put up a little pop-up here, show you a little something. But yeah, we're still about a month, maybe month and a half away on the website. We are putting on those finishing touches. It's going to be a real, sorry the cliche, but a real game changer for us.
It will. Yeah, and back to those priorities, like that in itself, the website is going to free up so much time for us down the line. So that's why it's one of our main priorities at the moment. Yeah,
we want to make it a seriously good website. If we can't always be there at the forefront of every discussion and we need you to go through the website, we want you to have an incredible experience. Hence why we're putting in the time and effort to make that user experience awesome.
Yep.
So that'll be really exciting. I'm genuinely really looking forward to you guys jumping on there. Hopefully very interactive, fun, nostalgic. Mm-hmm. So that'll be great.
I guess another priority would be kind of the photo shoots, getting a lot of content. I guess that kind of ties into the website. Sending out a lot of samples, getting in people's hands, that's been a big priority too.
Huge. Yeah, we just had our first photo shoot ever, and we can all agree that was, man, I don't have too many words. That was just a bloody awesome time.
It was amazing. Yeah, we went in with a lot of ideas, and we, as if you've ever done a photo shoot before, there's a lot of things to get organised. There's a lot that goes in before and after. I think I ironed about 200 garments. Jesse was running around like crazy.
Oh.
Digby was doing his thing all day. So
Up and down ladders. It was, we can't wait to show you guys. We've got thousands of photos actually.
we got some amazing shots. Maybe we can even chuck some up quickly just to give you guys a little taste. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we're actually in the process of just editing those. Shout out to Mo as well, our photographer for the day. She's incredible. If you need a photographer, I'd definitely use Mo. We're going to continue to use her for sure. So yeah, that was that's really our priorities right now. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
Finishing touches. Really just trying to stay clear of burnout. And I think that these priorities, when we left that 2-hour coffee chat, we were just so crystal clear in where our energy needed to be placed. Did you feel that?
Yeah, 100%. It definitely felt like a lot of weight off both of our shoulders, and we definitely felt aligned goals wise and priority wise. So it's really important. I think this ties in. So we're going to talk about maybe some different tools or tips and tricks that have worked for us in terms of time management and what we're going to be focusing on going forward, and maybe some ways that you guys, can go about it and be more efficient with your time and avoid burnout like me and Jesse have
sadly experiencing a little bit. But not to, we've all had, that friend in your friendship group that gives you like a big sort of statistic, and then you ask them where that's from. They say TikTok, and then you discredit it straight away. That's what I'm about to do. So just giving you that straight up.
I don't know if we're going to have a TikTok tip on here, but
I always surprise you, Jack. But
do.
Guys, it's called time boxing. It's actually been endorsed by Harvard. I'll put a link there to make this legit. It sounds very far-fetched. There is a thing called time boxing. It's a simple tool. You can do it every morning. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because there is a little bit of nitty-gritty that I'll probably butcher explaining on here. But jump on the link. It does save a lot of time. It's just essentially making a list, really prioritizing actually. That's been a really incredible resource that we've implemented.
Yeah, because essentially like divvying up your day into different blocks of time. Maybe there's 2-3 hours there where, you don't have your phone on you and it's 2-3 hours of deep work. And if you do something like that, you'd be amazed at how much work you can get done when you're not, scrolling the feed and texting people at the same time. Yeah,
Jack, you're really big on getting up super early. I think you always tell me about that clarity you have. That sort of 5 to 7 in the morning, nothing seems to distract you.
Yep.
No one's trying to text you about, what they just ate or the squat, the amount of kilos they just squatted. No one's giving you that stuff. That's your time to get work done.
Yeah, it is. That for me, I'm a morning person. I find I'm most productive in the mornings. I'm most clear. And what I like to do is the night before, so I kind of set up, the following day by, I'll chunk out maybe a priority list of these are the 3-4 most important things that I have to do tomorrow. And, for me, if I am able to get up early and, knock those out, it's amazing how quickly I can knock those out when I am clear. And then that often gives you, the rest of the day to, do those other tasks that might not be as urgent as those first 3 or 4. But that's something that's really worked for me. And Jesse, you definitely do that too. So that's a good tool to use.
Definitely. I think what I've seen with myself, working predominantly in the social media side of this business and within the marketing, can be very difficult when you're getting so many DMs, texts, and everything drawing you into your phone. So I think being really clear and intentional with when you're going to be on your phone and off your phone, because when you're reading, articles, the latest, sneaker releases, just everything fragmenting your brain. It's Valentine's Day today. Maybe, you're lucky enough to have a date. Sadly, I don't, but that day is always next year. There's those types of things that can throw you off course a little bit, right? So put your phone away, be intentional about it, and you'd be surprised about when as Jack said, you've prepared those tasks that need to be done, you've prioritized them. I think that's the best way forward in being efficient.
Yep, 100%. What else? Calls and meetings and, being there in a physical sense and then maybe being there in a virtual sense.
Yeah, this one isn't a groundbreaking thing. You've probably thought about this, but it's simple and it works. I mean, right now, Jack and I are prioritizing physical catch-ups. We want people to know who we are, trust us, because that's, at the end of the day,
that's our business.
Yet, with that said, you can only drink so many coffees in a day. You can only be at so many places in a day. So it's a simple equation. I think jumping on the phone, Zoom call, probably even better, getting a bit more face-to-face. That's been a bit of a game changer for us. And I think that's only going to be more and more helpful as we go.
Yeah, I mean, leverage technology, right? It's so, amazing what we can do with technology on our phones these days. So don't take that for granted. And another one on that meeting thing is often a 30 to 60 minute meeting that you schedule out can be done in 10 minutes too.
100%.
So yeah, that's worth keeping in mind. Just hit the point straight.
Jack's not big on meetings, not long meetings. Sorry, he's in a lot of meetings, but not long meetings. So
very to the point.
Yeah, and I think it's great. I think there's so much fluff in meetings. Like if people are reading off the PowerPoint or whatever, and it's just like, what are we trying to get done here? I agree. I think I don't ever believe you should be in an online meeting longer than 20 minutes. Like that's plenty.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
Awesome. Probably, I think I just got one last thing here, Jack. I do speak to a lot of small brands, with my past and with what we're doing now. Do seem to get a few DMs. I have one. I just got one last night. Let's see.
Pull it up.
Yeah, let's pull it up. Stay with me. So this kid said, it's a little bit on topic, but just a question regarding how to find a reliable manufacturer for a startup clothing business. I think that's a silly question because he's talking to Colourfine. Anyway, that's actually a bit off topic. But we're going to leave it in there.
Maybe it was the wrong DM.
There's Valentine's Day. There's a lot of DMs flying around. Nah, I'm joking. But maybe I'm not. Who knows? But long story short is I think vast majority of businesses I speak to, especially the small ones, they come with this when they haven't been in the thick of it. Maybe they haven't. I think going full time is probably the turnover point for this discussion. Before they've gone full time, which is incredibly hard to do, they say, Jesse, like finances, I'm stressed. Like, how much money do I need? I'm going to need so much money to design things, make things, print things, right?
That's their biggest constraint.
They're so stressed about that.
Yeah. And
I always go, yeah, I get it. Like fucking, not to swear, but we've spent a lot of money so far.
Mm-hmm.
Made a little bit of money, as we've discussed.
It's important, money. Yeah,
Money's very important. Cash flow, speaking of the accounting degree over here, it is very, very important, 100%. But money can always come in and grow. Like you can always make more money, whether that's, you get an investment, that's pretty tough to do, but it can happen. Whether you take a loan from the bank, I don't know if you want to pay that back, but that can definitely be done. Probably the most simple one, just more work. Just, toughen up, go take up some more shifts, right? Go find that extra paid job. I've got one of my brothers right now, he's doing the slow and stop signs. Doesn't love it, but like he's toughing it up. He just wants to get that money.
There's always ways.
There's always a way around things, right? Like there is. And we're fortunate enough to be in Australia, probably one of the best countries to make $1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking substantial amounts of money, but I'm saying enough money to keep your dream alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I know this story is long and not short, but I would say off the back of this conversation, time is everything, because you can have all the money in the world or you can have no money, but if your time is not allocated properly, you are going to burn out rapidly.
Yeah, you would have heard it before, like time is your most important asset. It's the one thing that you can't get back. Obviously money, you spend it, you can get it back. So
100%.
Yeah, and that's just a great way to round out this chat. Time is so important. Make sure you're prioritizing time, not only for, your passions and things you love, but also yourself. Probably more so than, your business or your work. That's
my final point, Jack, is I have worked, and I'm actually looking at a Mertra bag in our office, and they're probably a good example. I spoke with those guys not too long ago, probably about a year ago now, and we're having this exact conversation. And the reality is everyone wants to get very busy, and what that means is make a lot of sales and have everything moving incredibly well. But I promise you, when that point comes, and it'll come, if you work hard enough, you'll get to that point. But that's also when you're so time poor, and it is a completely stressful moment. But if you've built the habits of what we spoke a lot about today, and you're ready for that moment, one, you'll be making a lot of sales, and two, you'll be ready to like move through that and grow.
Yeah, and not lose yourself in the process.
Correct. Please, benefit. Not what am I saying here? Please prioritize time. I know that it seems like I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'll just say that. Please. One second. Please. I want to say allocate time. Please. Yeah. I've been talking fucking so many words. Please, prioritize time. That's what I'm fucking trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Please, then go for a call to action. Please, prioritize time, guys.
Guys,
I'll go again. Keep that in there. That's actually so funny.
No.
Maybe keep my blooper in there into that. That's a pisser. I love how you just like gave up. I'm out. Yeah, I reckon we're done. 5 stars. Thank you.